Here's some real-world scenarios that can happen to anyone, and this is how you can save yourself. It is 2 a.m. and you're alone in your combine harvester in your farm. The soft hum of the engine is the only sound in the dark, endless field. Then you glance up, then suddenly you see figures emerging from the cornfields. These figures are moving in the shadows coordinately, too many to be random passerbys. They're approaching fast, armed with rifles, and the sound of their footsteps muffled by the ground. Immediately, your panic surges. Your phone is dead, and the nearest neighbor is miles upon miles away. You try to start the engines, but the keys won't turn. The men are close now, their figures distorted by the grain, almost melding with the darkness. One of them raises a gun. For a brief second, you freeze in shock, knowing that the next few seconds could be your loss. Nobody will hear you scream. This is what you must understand. While the situation is undeniably dire, there are certain critical actions that could potentially save your life. Even in such a razor-thin life or death moment, here is what you must do. Turning off the lights might be a very tempting first move, but if you already locked eyes with them and they know very well that you're aware, this is not a good idea. What you must do immediately is to use the harvest combine as a shield and a weapon. However, to maximize your survival, you must do this strategically. In order to do it, you also must assess the situation. Always remember to stay calm, as panicking reduces your ability to think and act clearly. Take deep breaths and focus. Watch their behavior. Are they acting cautiously or aggressively? Their body language might reveal if they're trying to intimidate you or they're trying to harm you. Immediately scan your surroundings. Evaluate and note as much as you can how many attackers there are, the numbers, the positions, as well as nearby covers or escape routes, such as ditches, trees, or fields. These seconds of mindfulness and observation is crucial to maximizing your chances of survival. If you manage to turn the keys and get the engines working, start the harvester. Move it toward the attackers slowly but menacingly, forcing them to scatter. Use the harvester as a barrier to block their line of sight or to create distance. However, in the terrifying but very likely scenario that you don't get the engines working, stay in the harvester for as long as you can. For as much as possible, barricade and lock yourself inside the harvester for as long as you can. Keep the doors locked, as its metal frame can act as a temporary protection against gunfire. However, if you can still use the lights, use it to illuminate their positions and monitor their movements. As much as you can, make yourself a hard target. Show resistance. Use the horn, flash the lights, or make any sudden movements that projects confidence or unpredictability. As much as you can, try not to show fear, because most criminals prefer easy, compliant targets. Be loud. Yell, scream, or shout to disorient them or make them think that reinforcements are nearby. Trying your absolute best to become a hard target not only buys you precious seconds, but it also decreases their chances of attacking you with confidence. At all cost, plan your escape. If you can drive away, use the harvester to head towards safety, even at a slow pace. The noise